It's a quick video just to show you how to do resistors on wheel sets for HO scale rolling stock. Purpose of this is to provide detection for signal systems, mostly my clubs. The signal circuit for a block needs something to draw power in there, and of course the locomotive will draw power off the track. Cars, if lighting them, will draw power, but most average rolling stock will not. So you have to install a small resistor, some connective paint, on at least one axle in the car. That way it draws a very small amount of power, creates a little bit of resistance, and that way the signal system will still pick up the car, even if the car by itself is sitting in a block. Alright, so what you really need is a multimeter. You set it to the resistance setting here, like I have it set. I set it to the lowest amount. I don't know exactly what these resistors are, I forgot. Mine won't show any resistance, you'll see the 0, but that still means I have a circuit, which means it's working really. So it's, we all you need to know is there's a complete circuit at this point. You need some super glue to hold the resistors. This is a Loctite kind that has a little brush on it. Works pretty well. You've got the resistors themselves. They are very small. I get them through my club. They're usually about $5 for 200 of them. I don't know where they get theirs from. So I'll get a close-up on them here. Set of tweezers you like to help you set the resistor onto the wheel, then a toothpick to apply the conductive paint with. Technique is pretty much the same, but it varies sometimes from wheel set to wheel set. I've got two different examples of cars here that I hadn't put resistors on yet, and they'll demonstrate pretty much the two different kinds of wheels. You've got bottom cars, what most cars will be like. It's an Atlas car, so you've got plastic axle with wheel in each end, metal wheel. So basically what you'll do when you install the resistors, you'll bridge all the way across, put the resistor in the middle, and join both metal wheels across the plastic axle. Here's an intermountain covered hopper with, of course, intermountain wheels on it. Intermountain wheels are a little bit different. They are a solid metal wheel all the way across with just a insulator on one side. When you install these, you'll install the resistor across that insulator and just a little dab of the paint at each end. So it uses actually much less paint than it would be doing the Atlas car down here, but and it's actually a little bit easier. All right, we'll start with the Atlas wheel here. We're going to take a little bit of the super glue. Just put a small dot right in the middle. Grab your resistor. And place it on the drop. Make sure with these it's centered. I mean, you can do it at either end. I like to make mine centered this way. It's kind of more well balanced. Alright, it's on there. And we'll let that dry. We'll grab intermountain one right here. You want to do it across the end that has the insulator on it, which is on the side right here. So we'll take it, put a little bit of glue right over the insulator. The resistor. It's our pain to pick up. Put it into place. And what you'll do, I'll bring it in closer, but it has problems focusing, is basically, there we go. Basically, it's kind of hard to show in here, but you want it at an angle where it goes up and over that insulator and touches the wheel ends. It makes it the easiest way. All right, now that the dry, we come in with our conductive paint. Conductive paint I use is by, focuses by Bush. It's got a lot of German on it. It's, I think, mainly marketed to painting figures and other little scenery bits, you know, painting a figure that might have a lantern in his hand or something else, but it's silver-based conductive paint. Walters has it. Most stores should be able to get it. It's usually, I think last time I got it was about $15 for this little jar. You get this jar and a small bottle of thinner as well with it. So it's expensive, but it does go a long way. I mean, you don't have to buy it very often, and I do quite a lot of cars too. you only need a little bit, just enough to get the resistor connected up so it's not too big of an issue. So inside the bottle, once you open it up, I want to make sure you shake it first too, so it kind of settles in the bottom. You get a little stick that comes out of here. There is a little like paint brush that kind of folds out, but it never really worked very well for me. So it'll look like this, pretty much all kind of stuck on the stick. What I like to do is then grab, let me set this aside. Take the stick, let's get all covered on the paint. Take a toothpick and just kind of scrape a small blob of it off there. Then you want to paint with you want a good sized drop to start with. You want to paint the ends, the contacts in the resistor first because it's an uneven surface. So we'll do the ends. Nice big drop in the ends. Some more. Big thing on the ends, you want to make sure you get all the way touching the metal backing of the wheel. And don't worry if you make a mess to it. This too, once it dries, you can always paint over it, paint black or rust wherever you want your axles to be, so then you won't even see it. So we get another drop, and we'll go over the ends of the resistor. There's a little silver contact pad at each end of it that you want to paint over, and then of course bridge it to the very ends. Make sure you get up and over the side, not just on top, all the way up the ends and all the way up to the end of the wheel. And when it's done, it should look like this. You can see it a little bit messy on that side, but it goes all the way up and contacts the wheel. Same thing on that side. It goes all the way into the resistor in the middle. Now, like I said, the inner mount wheel is a little bit different. It'll require a little less paint and a little bit quicker to do, actually, just because the whole wheel, aside from the insulator, is metal. So for the inner mount, you'll take your toothpick again, get some more of the paint on it. Decent sized blob on it. Angle that, and then you want to go here at the bottom, paint up over that silk contact and down on the metal axle. Make sure it's solid. Getting another drop. Top of the resistor up into the axle there. And that's all it takes for an inner mount wheel set. It's a little bit over coated, but it still works. You'll have it touching there, onto the pad, and then down onto the metal axle. Now if you paint all the way across the resistor by accident, which can happen, either wait, you can do it while it's waiting, wait for it dries, and just take an X-Acto blade and scrape on it a little bit. You want to make sure you don't have that happen, because that'll cause a short when you place it in your tracks, because it'll be a solid, short across the two rails there instead of the resistance flow. But that's pretty much all there is to it. We'll set them aside, let them dry, and then test the wheel sets out. You just need your multimeter. I normally use little prongs there, just tap on the ends of the wheels to test it out, but I did this little jig here with some alligator clips and a piece of flex track just to make it easy to show off one-handed while I'm holding the phone to take video. So we'll grab our wheel set with the resistor, drop it on the two rails here. You can see it's already starting to change on the screen. Now it's getting kind of an off reading here. It's showing a lot more resistance than there actually is just because it's still drying right now. Normally when they're finished, they'll show usually a 0, 0, 0 across all the way. Like I said, mine isn't. sensitive enough to pick up the resistance on it. Like I said, I don't know offhand what it is. I just know it's way less than what this would pick up. But basically, as long as you've got a solid circuit going through here, you know you've pretty much got it. And of course, if you obviously see there's a solid black line in the middle, that means there's not going to be a short, so you're pretty much good to go. So you can install it back of the car, and it's an example here of what it normally would look like when they're done. This is a passenger car I just installed one on earlier that's already dry. I'll put the front truck on the tracks. And it shows 0 all across. Take it off, and there you go.